What's going on, everybody? I hope you can hear me. This is just a quick impromptu live about some thoughts I had today. There's this saying that I've been repeating to myself for years. I don't remember the first time I heard it, but I want to say at least 5, 6 years ago or more. It said, the day you plant the seed is not the same day that you eat the fruit. Thanks, Cindy. So something that I have, thank you, MC, struggled with over the years is being patient about things. When I want something, I feel like I should be able to start it today and eat the fruit tomorrow. Plant it today and eat the fruit tomorrow. But unfortunately, it, so this season up until now has kind of been planting season for me. That is because you guys remember, those who have been here this whole time, remember that when the Big Brother season finished, especially, I was like, you know what? I think I would be really great at doing these interviews with these Big Brother people. So I reached out to many of them from Big Brother 24. Probably like half the cast that was there, at least half the cast. And I messaged a whole bunch of them, sent messages to their personal email or their business email, I should say. I thought I was going to get that interview with Indy. That whole thing ended up falling through. I had sent inbox messages to Taylor, to Jasmine, Turner, Brittany, Michael, a bunch of them that I'm going to see actually in a few weeks. But I didn't get any responses. So I was like, it doesn't matter how good I think I could be at doing that if nobody's going to respond to me or if nobody's going to agree to do that with me. So I was like, you know what? Perhaps that's not my lane. Maybe just when the season comes on, I just keep blogging about it and that's that. Or maybe I don't even continue with that. Who knows? So over the course of the off season, probably for every one person that you've seen me get an interview with, I've asked like 20. That's how many doors I've been knocking on. It's like once in a blue. I just keep going, and like once in a blue, somebody responds to me. So I reached this pocket this month where I asked about 5 or 6 different people from different shows, The Circle, The Challenge, Big Brother, and they all said yes at the same time. And they all said yes, like, and Survivor, I forgot. Somebody from Survivor who I have to reschedule with, but they all said yes. And I'm so used to sending out these messages and either not getting responses or having them be like, can you send me a link to your page? And then I send them the link and they either don't respond or they're like, sorry, we can't accept your request at this time, but thank you for reaching out or whatever. So having like 5 or 6 people be like, oh yeah, sure, let's schedule next week or within the next couple of weeks was like, whoa, what do I even do with that? And it took me back to like planting season and harvest season because The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of things in the last month have been happening for me on a business level, things that have been going in my favor on a business level. And it feels like those things have been happening out of nowhere. Like, hey, I'm just reaching a lucky stretch of time where things are just kind of lucking out for me. For instance, me wanting to interview a psychologist regarding mental health and reality TV. I have an interview. I have an interview that I've already completed that is going to be posting this coming Monday. So hit the notification bell for that. Go under my live tab and you'll see my interview with Carrie Moore. Um, some of y'all were here when I became fascinated with that topic because of what Taylor said she was going through right at the end of last season with the fans, with the fandom, and how people were sending certain things to her in her inbox, and how certain fans were responding to her in person to where she felt unsafe and all of that. So I remember I had gone online and I had asked a couple of therapists online that had videos about uh, reality stars and their mental health because I wanted to get one of them to come on my channel. And I think one of them responded, and then they asked me, "Hey, can I view your channel?" And then I showed them, like, I gave them the link to my channel, and they just never hit me back. So I just happened to see this panel that Wendell and Bryce from Survivor were doing here a few weeks ago, and the title was I can't remember the title, but it was about mental health and reality TV, and it was moderated by LCSW, which is a licensed clinical social worker for those who don't know. And I was like, wow, this is great. Let me attend. I attended. It was talking about the exact thing that I was interested in having on my channel. So I connected with her. Her name is Carrie Moore. And I was like, I would love to have you on my channel to talk about the impacts and the implications of going on a reality TV show on the participants' mental health. And she was like, I would love to talk about that. She even told me that she wants to connect me with I forgot what she called it, but like the clinical consultant who has been working for Survivor for the past 5 years. It's like a therapist that works with Survivor for the past 5 years. So that's two connections that kind of came, again, seemingly out of nowhere, but not out of nowhere because I've been putting in the hard work and putting those things in the air. Um, the reason I'm mentioning this is because in our own lives, we can all relate to things in different ways. And it may not seem like it because I don't like to be negative on my channel. But each one of those people who told me no or ignored me held some kind of weight to me. I was like, what's wrong with my channel? It's like I look at all these other channels, all these other people are able to get them to interview with them. Hey, Tammy. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with my channel? I think my channel is just as good as anyone else's. So I'm not sure why they're not acknowledging me. I was like, is it because my views aren't enough? Is it because there's not enough subscribers for them to think that there's a value? Like I questioned myself daily. And I was like, I don't know, should I keep going? Should I give up? So I just kept treading along. I'm like, I'll just do my own content. And whenever somebody agrees to jump in there, I'll be ready. And quite frankly, usually when they agreed, I was not ready because I was so consistently used to hearing no's that if I would reach out to someone and they're like, sure, let's get this done on Friday, I'm like, oh, shoot, I have not even prepared any questions for them. I just kind of asked, not expecting to hear anything. And that's the way that it's been. And I actually reached out to two people yesterday and they responded yesterday. My members already know, but for my non-members, I'm actually going to tell you who those two people are. Shubi from season 1 and 5 of The Circle, if any of you have seen The Circle. And the other one, for those who watch BB Can, is Kuzi. Kuzi was probably my favorite from the BB Can season that they just had. I'm trying to think who was on there. Yeah, I would say Kuzi was definitely, most definitely my favorite. And she answered me within 5 to 10 minutes of me sending my message. And Shubi also answered me within probably like 20 to 30 minutes of me sending my message. So, and I did send them like a couple of links to interviews that I had done previously, but I don't specifically think that that is the reason why, because I have a pretty nice opening resume now to be able to send people. My resume is decent for this stuff because I've just kept working. So I'm just repeating that the day you plant the seed is not the same day you eat the fruit. You might find yourself in a place where all you're doing is planting the seeds, where it's like you're just working and working and working and working and working continuously, and you're not getting out of it the thing that you are trying to get out of it, or at least you don't see. Sometimes the work is the most important part. Because I would say right now, my mindset now compared to what it was then, back then, I was in an asking mind frame where I felt like this person who is so far above me, I'm asking them to come down and join me on my level and do me a favor. And don't get me wrong, I always say this, whether I have 2,000 subscribers or whether one day I had 100,000 subscribers, I'm still watching the show. I'm still a fan of whoever is on the show. But sorry about that. It looks like it cut me off. Kuzi. Yeah, I didn't think I would get a response from Kuzi so fast. But I was just rewatching her rant that she did on Zach. You are the dirtiest rat. I still crack up at that. I must have watched that like 100 times. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It showed that StreamYard crashed. It's probably because I'm going on with my phone. By the way, I can't wait until the Big Brother season starts again. August the 2nd. August the 2nd, I'm going to be all up in here, live feeds. I'm going to be back on my live feed grind. You're going to see me close to every day. You're going to see me close to every day. I mean, I am probably going to take breaks from time to time, but y'all remember how often I was on here. Most people told me I was the first one who broke the news about Monte. I had all the up-to-date details that were available for Dyer Fest, for the Kyle situation in the house. You know, people subscribe to me as their first news source. And now I realize why all of y'all said that I'm different, because I have watched several of the Big Brother pages. At that time, I honestly had watched no Big Brother pages because I was just live feeds. I just glanced at the live feeds a little bit, but now I've seen quite a lot of the Big Brother channels, and there's none that are like mine. Shout out to all the other good ones. Not all of them are good, but the ones that are good, shout out to those ones. But none of them are quite like mine. You're working hard during those days, and I plan to be working even harder during this season. And I have plans also, which might not be relevant to a lot of you on here because for right now, this is going to be local, but I do have plans to try to do a Big Brother live feed party where we just spend some time actually in an actual facility watching Big Brother live feeds. And I'm going to put up those details on the Facebook page that I made called Big Brother Vibes. The reason I called that page Big Brother Vibes, by the way, is all these Big Brother cast mates have joined the challenge in recent years. And all the Big Brother people are always known as shady when they go on the challenge or other shows. So, what are these two people's names? Tommy and I can't remember the girl's name, but Tommy was the guy's name. They came onto the challenge a couple of seasons ago, and they promised two teams that they weren't going to throw them into elimination. They promised both teams, if you're loyal to me, we're not going to throw you in. And then they ended up throwing one of the teams in and stabbing them in the back. And a challenge castmate called Devin said, Big Brother vibes, meaning that Big Brother vibes meant that it was a shady move. We doing it in New York or virtual? It would be in New York because I'm talking about an actual event, not like a daily thing, but a maybe like a once a month type of event. Christy, I don't think the name of the girl was Christy. Could be, but I don't think the name of the girl was Christy, but it was one of his friends that was also on Big Brother. But I still need to get caught up on some of the seasons of Big Brother that I haven't watched. Yeah, but what I was saying is that I want to start hosting events. I want to start hosting my own reality TV events. Now, I'm hoping to get this one off the ground with Sam. I have another one that I'm in talks with somebody from the challenge. But I'm learning to keep my options open as well because I have also had my fair share of castmates who have said that they're gonna do something with me or work on things with me, and it hasn't happened. So, like, y'all remember how disappointed I was when this indie interview didn't happen, and especially in the way that it happened. It's not just the fact that it didn't happen. It's one thing if somebody says, "Oh yes, I'll do this with you," and then you don't hear back from them, or they're like, "I might be free in a couple of weeks, reach back out in a couple of weeks," and then you do reach back out, and then you don't hear from them, or they're like, "I'm busy, I'm traveling, I'm doing whatever." I understand. I mean, unless I turn out to be like Oprah one day, you know, it doesn't benefit them that much that they're going to put their whole life on hold. Although I'm a person who does whatever I can to keep my word and keep my schedule, respect people's time. But at the same time, I'm not moving on that type of time. I'm here in my house, like my schedule is more flexible than them. I get that. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the reason why the indie interview really upset me was because of the fact that it was like, sure, she'll definitely do an interview with you. Let's schedule the date and time. And then we scheduled the date and the time. And I sat up all night because y'all know that I prepare extremely hard for whenever I get an interview with somebody. And I watched all of her episodes. I watched every single episode that she was in on Big Brother 24. I read up a little bit about her history, some pre-show interviews. I watched some post-show interviews. I still have, what was it, 4 to 5 typed pages of notes and questions for her. Now I've gotten a little bit better at being succinct with my questions, but at that time, I was writing book reports for these people. And we had an actual scheduled date and time. It's like, oh, let's say that it was on a Tuesday that I had reached out and they were like, can you do this Thursday morning? So I was like, all right, Thursday morning it is. That's okay, MC. I don't think I'm going to be on here all that much longer. So I was like, Thursday it is. So yeah, like I said, I sacrificed my sleep and everything. And then I get on the Zoom on the Thursday and I'm just sitting on the Zoom by myself. Nobody joins the Zoom. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. Must have waited for about an hour on this Zoom by myself. Then I send an email like, hey, what's going on? I get an email back like, oh, sorry. Indy checked with Indy and she's not going to be available. I'm sorry about that. Check back in a couple of weeks or whatever. And I checked back in and I didn't get a response. And then I checked back in again. And I maybe checked back in a third time. And there was just no response. And that was a kind of a pivotal point for me because I wanted to give up at that point. I wanted to just quit at that. I'm like, okay, I knocked on all these doors. I finally get one yes, and then the one yes just ghosts me, and it never even happens. And I think I did not get another one until I finally caught an interesting opportunity presented itself. And I'll tell you how. I was just looking on Twitter during the off season, for content, and I had seen this person that was making fun of Alyssa from Big Brother season 23 for working at Hooters, for going back to her job at Hooters after she was on Big Brother 23, like taking pictures of her and putting it online and trying to shame her for that. And then I made a video about that, and I was like, why are you going to shame somebody for going back to a job after they go on a TV show? Like, is life. You know, the TV show does not necessarily mean you'll never have to work again. Or sometimes, in her case, she actually ended up telling me that she liked the job. She enjoys the job and she does it part time on weekends and she travels and she started her own business and everything. And it's just one of her forms of income. But anyways, um, Nick Shorts, shout out to Nick Shorts. She always tells me, "Oh, you should reach out to this one. You should reach out to that one." So she had mentioned to me that I should reach out to Alyssa, tell her about that situation, send her the link to my video, and ask her to interview with me. And I never had it in my mind to ask Alyssa from Big Brother 23 to interview with me. But I was like, hey, why not? I sent her the message. It took a little while to get the interview with the scheduling, but she ended up being my first, still my only Big Brother interview. But yeah, that's just the way that it goes. But yeah, that was just a quick some thoughts I wanted to get out. Please follow my Facebook channel, my Facebook group for Big Brother. If you're a fan of the circle, follow my circle group. If you're a fan of the challenge, follow my challenge group. They're all up there. I'm going to be posting those links as often as possible because I want to get my videos out there more. I think the videos are really good. It's just the advertising part that I have got to start working on better. Thank you all for your support, and we will talk again soon.